and honor the great engineer Sir Mokshagundam Srinivasa Vishweswarya Shastri's achievements. The day is observed to honor the great work of engineers and to encourage them to continue to improve and innovate. A ray of light is a ray of hope. Let's all leave the darkness and step towards the bright path. As a part of our tradition, we seek the blessings of Goddess Saraswati, the goddess of knowledge, before beginning an event. I request our technical team to play the video for virtual lamp lighting. Technical team, please.
Everyone, sir, please unshare the screen. Sir.
Hello. Please unshare your screen, sir.
Vasudevan, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Unshare. Okay.
Okay, yes. Sir. Okay, sir.
Thank you. Today we are happy to have with us Padma Shri Dr. Rajgopalan Vasudevan, the Plastic Man of India, as the chief guest of the occasion. Let us extend a gracious virtual welcome to our chief guest. I request our technical team to play the video. I request Dr. Upinder Dhar to welcome our chief guest. Welcome, sir. Now, I request our technical team to play the video for the biography of Bharat Ratna Sir Mokshagundam Vishweswarya.
Bharat Ratna M. Vishweswarya, the engineer who built the nation. Born in a poor family in Karnataka, erstwhile Mysore state, on 15 September 1860, MV, as he was fondly called, went to Bangalore for higher education. His father, Srinivasa Shastri, was a Sanskrit scholar and Ayurvedic practitioner. His mother was a religious lady. He lost his father when he was only 15 years old. MV completed his early education in Chikbalapur and then went to Bangalore for higher education. He cleared his BA examination in 1881. When MV graduated from Central College, Bengaluru, Principal Charles Waters presented him with a dictionary. MV used it for the next 80 years. He got some assistance from the government of Mysore and joined the Science College in Pune to study engineering. In 1883, he ranked first in the LCE and FCE examinations, which is equivalent to BE examination of today. When Sir MV cleared his engineering, Government of Bombay offered him a job and appointed him assistant engineer at Nasik. A very thrifty person, he once said in a speech, "If you buy what you do not need, you will need what you cannot buy." As an engineer, he achieved some marvelous feats. He planned a way of supplying water from the river Sindhu to a town called Sukur. He devised a new irrigation system called the block system. He devised steel doors to stop the wasteful flow of waters in them. Visvesvaraya was passionate about water conservation. He designed many water supply, drainage and irrigation systems across the country. Visvesvaraya also designed or advised on water supply systems in Aden, now in Yemen, Kolhapur, Indore, Gwalior, Bhopal, Nagpur, Goa, Rajkot, Bhavnagar, Baroda, Sangli and across Bihar and Odisha. In 1894, service in Sindh, he designed a water filtration system on the riverbed to supply clean water to Sukur in Sindh, now in Pakistan. In 1889, new irrigation system designed a system of irrigation for the Bombay Presidency that could distribute water to large blocks of land and increase the output of crops. It was called the block system of irrigation. In 1908, drainage for Hyderabad. Cyclonic rains caused the Musi River to flood. Thousands of people were killed. The Nizam of Hyderabad invited Visvesvaraya to design a drainage and water supply system to prevent such losses. Automatic sluice gates. The Khadakwasla Reservoir, Pune's water source, would overflow every monsoon, but the water that it could hold wasn't enough for the summer. MV designed a system of automatic gates that increased the capacity of the reservoir, which he patented as the automatic sluice gates. Similar systems were installed in Tigra Dam near Gwalior and Krishnaraja Sagar Dam near Mysuru. In 1909, after he finished his work as a consulting engineer in Hyderabad, Visvesvaraya received a telegram from the Diwan of Mysore offering him the post of chief engineer. But Visvesvaraya was no longer interested in routine work, so he asked if he could work on developing industries and technical education in the state. The government agreed. Sri Krishnaraja Vadia IV, the Maharaja of Mysore, asked him to design a dam across the river Kaveri. Previously, MV had visited large irrigation projects like the Aswan Dam in Egypt. He had observed how engineers there worked and came up with a design for the Krishnaraja Sagar Dam. Built over many years, it is a spectacular construction and thousands of people still visit it every day. In 1912, when KRS Dam was built, it supplied power to the Kolar gold fields. It had a tunnel that was nearly 3 km long, bored through a hill range. It led to the cultivation of sugarcane, giving rise to large sugar mills in the region. And it was the largest dam in India. Sir MV led a very simple life. He was a strict vegetarian and a teetotaler. He was known for his honesty and integrity. In 1912, Maharaja of Mysore appointed Visvesvaraya as his Diwan. Before accepting the post of Diwan of Mysore, he invited all his relatives for dinner. He told them very clearly that he would accept the prestigious office on the condition that none of them would approach him for favors. As Diwan of Mysore, he worked tirelessly for educational and industrial development of the state. As someone who knew the worth of a good education, MV wanted to set up schools and colleges. During his period as Diwan between 1912 and 1918, the number of educational institutions in the state went up from just 4,500 to 11,200. The Maharani's College in Mysuru became the first in the state to include degree courses for women. MV was also responsible for starting technical education colleges, engineering courses, and agriculture education. He introduced compulsory education, which is now a fundamental right in the Indian Constitution. When he resigned as the chairman of the Mysore Iron Works, which he founded, a large sum of money was due to him. MV wanted it to be used to start a college where boys could learn a profession. These are the institutions that Sir MV helped to set up. By now, Visvesvaraya was recognized for his work as an engineer and a leader in many parts of the country. In 1915, while he was the Diwan of Mysore, the British government made him a Knight Commander of the Order of the Indian Empire. From then on, he was called Sir M. Visvesvaraya. The visionary that he was, MV visited factories and big construction projects in many countries, not only to provide them with his services, but also to see how he could bring development to India. He felt India's poverty could only be reduced if education and employment were available to everyone. When he was the Diwan, many new industries came up. The sandal oil factory, the soap factory, the metals factory, the chrome training factory were some of them. Sir MV voluntarily retired as Diwan of Mysore in 1918. He worked actively even after his retirement. In his 90s, he was called upon by Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru to examine several proposals for bridges to be built over the Ganga. He first did an aerial survey of the region. Since Sir MV never did anything without thorough study and preparation, of course, he travelled to the region to make notes. Based on the location selected by him, a road-cum-railway bridge was built near Mokama, Bihar. In 1955, he was honored with the Bharat Ratna for his contribution to engineering, education, and nation building. On April 14, 1962, he passed away 5 months short of his 102 birthday. September 15 is celebrated as National Engineers Day in honor of Sir MV, an outstanding engineer and visionary. Thus, there is no doubt that Sir MV made immense contribution to build a modern India.
Thank you. With the objective to honor the great work of engineers and to encourage them to improve and innovate, Shri Vaishnav Vidyapit Vishwavidyalaya is celebrating this special day. Now I request Honorable Vice Chancellor Dr. Rupinder Dhar to deliver the welcome address. Sir, please.
First of all, good morning to all of you and happy Engineers Day. I'm very much delighted to welcome our chief guest and distinguished speaker for this special occasion, Dr. Rajgopal Vasudevan. As we have seen and heard from the short film, that Mokshagundam Visvesvaraya was a great son of this great country. His contribution in making modern India has been immense. And to pay respect to this great man, every year we assemble on this day, 15th of September, to remember him and also inspire, encourage the students to get inspired by his life and contributions. We have seen from the film just now that by the time he left this world physically, he was active. Even when he was 101 years old, even that time he was active, actively contributing. Few months back, I had the opportunity to visit Mysore University. and I was very happy to see his photograph in the auditorium, because he was one of the early architects, the makers of that institution of higher learning. Though we have been celebrating Engineers Day right from the beginning of our university, but last year we felt that we should honor this great man and pay our tributes to great man, to his stature, by establishing one memorial oration in his name. So last year we had first Sir Mokshagundam Srinivasa Vishwesharya Memorial Oration. It's very nice to welcome Dr. Vasudevan today, because he will be delivering the second Mokshagundam Vishwesharya Memorial Oration as distinguished speaker. So I'm sure that all of us will be enriched in our knowledge and understanding, particularly about plastic, because plastic man of India himself will be speaking to us today. His contribution is also great and very innovative in nature. I want once again welcome Dr. Vasudevan on this special occasion on behalf of the university and my own personal behalf. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words of wisdom. Now I request Dr. Rana Pathak for citation to introduce the honorable chief guest to the audience.
A very good afternoon and happy Engineers Day, one and all. It gives me immense pleasure to read the citation of Chief Guest Padma Shri Dr. R. Vasudevan, Professor, Tyagarajar College of Engineering, Tamil Nadu. I quote, Dr. Rajagopalan Vasudevan is an Indian scientist who has worked in the field of waste management. He was born on 30th January 1945 in Kumbakonam city in the Tanjore district, Tamil Nadu. He is well known in the field of chemistry and engineering. In 1974, he received his PhD in science from Madras University. Tyagarajar College of Engineering welcomed the young investigator Dr. Vasudevan in 1975 and in 1998 as part of its teaching structure. From then on, Dr. Vasudevan dedicated his research to the management of waste. For more than 40 years, he has researched processes for the reuse of plastic waste. Since 2001, Dr. Rajagopalan Vasudevan and his team at the Center of Studies on Solid Waste Management have been engaged in solving two pressing issues at the same time: bad roads and ever-increasing plastic waste. For his contribution, Dr. Vasudevan, known as the Plastic Man of India, has been praised by Prime Minister Narendra Modi and also awarded the fourth highest civilian honor, Padma Shri, in the year 2018. Dr. Vasudevan has developed an innovative method to reuse plastic waste to construct better, more durable, very cost-effective roads. His road construction method is now widely used to construct roads in rural India. His process, patented in 2006, involves mixing shredded plastic with hot gravel and adding it to molten asphalt. This combination enhances the road's ability to carry weight as well as its life. Dr. Vasudevan has also contributed in the development of plastone. Plastone can be used for flooring, especially outdoors. It can be a cheap and strong substitute for cement blocks, which have a tendency to wither away in constant rain. Sri Vaishnav Vidyapeeth Vishwavidyalaya takes immense pride in honoring Padma Shri awardee Dr. Rajagopalan Vasudevan by inviting him to deliver the prestigious second Sir Mokshagundam Srinivasa Visvesvaraya Shastri Memorial Oration as distinguished speaker on 15th September 2022 in virtual mode. Unquote. Now I invite Padma Shri Dr. R. Vasudevan, Dean ECA and Professor, Thayadagarajar College of Engineering, Tamil Nadu, to address the audience. Over to you, sir.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. I'm really pleased, elated. I don't know what are the words I can use to express my feelings. To be included in the great movement and to be the day on which we are remembering great scientists and great engineers of India, and also a memorial series also. I'm very elated. I don't know what thing I have done to be a member is here also. It is only God blessing. I can only say God has made me to join here, and it is His wish I am here. I'm really happy. Our Vice Chancellor has given a lot of words of praise for me. Great. It is a blessing, I can say. Vice Chancellor's blessing to the common man. Really, I'm very happy to be here and to share my experience about a small work which has been done here. With this smoke, and I have been going on talking about new people, and then say to work, to talk and see Vaishnav Vidyalaya, Vidyapeeth itself, I feel it's a privilege, I can say that way. One of the old college, and then working for the value of education and value education. Both value of education and value education are both are important. We give to some extent, mostly our value education is not given that much importance. But still, I'm happy you are here in the institute which talks about the value education also. Very happy. With this small word, let me talk something about the work which has been done. Thank you. I hope you see, were able to see the slides? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Slides are visible?
Yes,
Yes.
slides are visible. Please go ahead.
Thank you. I have a different attitude with respect to plastic. I say always plastic is God's gift because nothing can be created by man. Everything by the will of Lord. So why plastic came and how it occupies the minds of the people and the ways of living of people, very important. So my discussion will be more on the importance of plastic and both and after. Plastic is very useful before, plastic is useful after use. Therefore, I don't say waste plastic, I say resource plastic. And there is nothing worse in the world, I can even say. God creates no waste. And everything is useful. Man, when he understands the potential of the material, automatically it becomes a resource. So plastic is, in that respect, a great resource which is already changing the way of life of man, but is also going to change the infrastructure of the whole world to the greater extent by the process. With this small introduction, I go with, well, I give my pranam to my guru, who is with me both in spiritual and materialistic world, and to my colleagues, which still keep me in job. I retired in 2003. I am still working as a professor in the college. It is because of their great general attitude that made me to do all these work. And my great students who are with me to get all these cards. And in 2002, I had a great chance of meeting our late President Abdul Kalam, who just appreciated the idea of using plastic in road construction. He said, Positive is great. It is going to be recognized very well. You are going to get all the award. That was a statement given by our late president in 2002, which has become true today. I was given Takai-Khan Award by Prime Minister, Prime Ministry, and award from King of Mewar, and so on. So the vision of Abdul Kalam is great, and mass media has taken me to this level, and I was being given a patent in 2006 on road making, and patent in 2019 and 18 in Plasto, and recently I got another patent also, and my work has been given IRC coding also, and I'm a member of the single-use plastic committee to decide about the future of the plastic single-use plastic, and been given DLIT also by one of the university in Pune. And the Ministry of Environmental Forests also recognized our laboratory as a resource partner for plastic waste management. And we are working with the ministry for the past 5 years. With this small introduction about the work done here, I move to my philosophy and my base, namely Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita speaks everything well. Understanding Bhagavad Gita makes everything different. First, let us know the life is a coordination with the world to get what you want. Sagayagya praja sushta puro vacha prajapatihi anena prasavishtam yesho ishtakamadu devan bhavayate devo bhavayantaka parasparam bhavayantaka sreha. Very important. You are in coordination with the world. Biosphere and man in coordination. That is more important. That coordination is a sustainable coordination that makes the world different. And that is only circular economy. People talk about circular economy. Lord Krishna talked about Lord Krishna 5,000 years ago. What is that? A right way of living, to better atmosphere, and that gives, nature provides what you need, and man need is obtained. If this cycle is completed properly, no problem at all. And for that, we need to have live in coordination with the atmosphere, with the environment. So if this is followed, there won't be any problem. And remember, the plant kingdom is a heart. Let us try to understand the plant is more important than us. If the plant is not there, we can't live. They give oxygen, they consume carbon dioxide, they give food, they give everything for us. But do we give a care for that? All what you have done over technological development, the 20 years will go bombing, and all this affected the plant kingdom. We are talking about the ecosystem and biodiversity, all those things are very much affected. So all this thing because the man's problem, man's created problem, I put it that way. So yoga, I say yoga is not for individual, for the world. All life is yoga, everything is related to everything. Strengthen and restore the natural values. Be reverential to Mother Earth. Mother Earth has developed a fever, and by increasing her temperature by 2.5 degrees. Who is going to treat her? Who is the doctor to treat them? Each species is very important. And man is an ambassador to God. He has to take care of the world. And what he does? That's the question now. And the government now presently introducing a new system, lifestyle for environment. So therefore, this is the way of living is going to be changed. And definitely I'm going to talk about pandemic, which is also warning from the world. And the earth gives beautifully whatever you need, like food, water, oxygen, medicine, chemicals, all those things earth is very considerate to give. And in return, man gives only garbage, sewage, carbon dioxide, toxic gases, crap, etc. I even think this way, man searches for an alternative plastic. But plant probably searches for an alternative man because the man is great all the problem. Therefore, let us try to understand our responsibility, our own ownership. Let us have a change in attitude. Creations are made by God. God never creates waste. Let us try to remember this. Nothing is worse in the world. Everything God creation. When the man understands the potential of the material, it becomes useful. When he is not able to understand, then he says the waste. Therefore, it is only depends upon his understanding but nothing about the material. So plastic, understand the nature of the plastic, you will understand how it is important. So I go to this next scenario. There is a world war, First World War, Second World War. Before the World War, people are living very happily. There was a stable culture, family professionals there, enrichment is there, no pollution. But after the World War, sudden spurt of technological development takes place, and industrial centers grow like anything, and urban centers develop. And with the result, what has happened is demand for wood, demand for metal, demand for ceramic, adhesives, manpower, everything takes place. That has resulted in deforestation. See how it has affected the environment? Deforestation. Now, India has got only 23% of the forests. And lots of cultivable land, most of the land have been converted for using plants and housemaking. Villages, they don't concentrate their work, they come to city to get better jobs, they say. And lots of cultivation culture. And that is all done indirectly. There is a pollution of air, carbon dioxide, methane, so on, water scarcity, water pollution, land pollution, the land and dyes and so many things, fertilizers, all those things pollute the land and everything. So what where we are landing now, from a better living to living with all the problems we are coming to, with the result, the growth of industries result in concrete jungles, drying water bodies, exploration of natural resources, with the migration of the people, village desertion, and urban centers pollution. And all those things result in here, see, you use gas. You use gas, your Indian gas you use, every day you are using cooker and Indian gas. You know the efficiency of the cooker, it is only 45% to 50%. 50% of the gas is wasted. And that is each 1 kilo gas produces 3 kgs of carbon dioxide. So every time when you do cooking, we contribute unnecessarily carbon dioxide also in addition to the food making. It all depends upon the design of the cooker. We have not changed the design for the past 45 years. We have changed the design and made the efficiency increased to 85% to 90%. That means reducing the use of gas, reducing the pollution gas also. So like that, the urban as toothpaste we are using. And toothpaste, each toothpaste, the container is plastic material has been thrown away. And the toothbrush contains, the stem contains 80 grams of plastic. 3 months, once in 3 months, you throw away. So plastic gets accumulated. All and fuel, water, tire, e-waste, all these things are just going on increase, and with the result, all pollution takes place. Remember that these are all we call it standard of living is improved, but only it creates more and more of problems. And the global temperature you can see very well from 1880 to 1920, not much of change, but suddenly here there is a good change in the increase in temperature, and global temperature increases means today we see monsoonal change. You have rain at different conditions. The regular system has been changed. Rain is increasing. You have flood in Pakistan. You have drought in China. What is the all because of the environmental factors only. And that, so because of that, the environment is affected, the living is affected, living of animals and birds and plants are affected. So, but God is there. Yada yada hi dharmasya klanit bhagavana abhyuktana matarmasya tadatmanam sujame paritranaya sadhunam vinasaya dushkritam dharma samstapana sambhavamike. He is there to take care. When anything happens to the world, he is the captain of the world. He will take So therefore, what he did was, let us try to send a messenger called plastic, a gift from the God, plastic. And the plastic has become a substitute to wood, paper, fiber, metal, glass, adhesive, whatnot. Anything you mention, plastic comes into the section. Therefore, by utilizing plastic, we are able to safeguard the environment. The exploitation of nature has been reduced by means of plastic. Therefore, plastic becomes a friend in need, and it is a friend indeed also. See, in a transportation, normally if you use other material, the white will be more. Whereas when you use plastic, the white is so less, thereby the amount that has been carried about 10 trucks is being taken up by one truck. And by producing jute, we produce more carbon dioxide, more other gases. Whereas when you go to plastic, you don't produce that much amount of carbon dioxide. And here, we use most of the plastic containers for our regular food. You can say that some of them in your home, some of them in shop, see, your regular food, your chocolate, your biscuit, your food materials, all those things are packed in a plastic material, either monolayer or multi-layer. And they are all made up of either polyethylene, polypropylene, polystyrene, foams and lamps. These are the two major materials which contribute 55% of the plastic. These are called single-use plastic, the SUP. And you see here, if I name the material, you will understand. Your plastic cup, plastic carry bag, parcel cover, milk pouch, film, foam, chocolate cover, safari cover, water bottle, all these things we are using daily. And therefore, how can you say no to these things? They become part and parcel of the living. And let us try to know these materials are nothing made up of polyethylene, polypropylene, polystyrene. And these materials have got a softening temperature around 140, 130 to 140. Either it's polyethylene, polypropylene, polystyrene. The softening temperature is 140. Therefore, when you heat these materials around 40, they melt. And the molten material has got a beautiful binding property. That is the speciality of plastic. Plastic, you can melt it easily, and the molten material has a beautiful binding property, and that increases the binding character of the material. So, what you call your plastic materials, carry bags, small wrappers, cups, foams, etc., can very well be used for very many purposes like road making, structural materials go on. So there is no problem with respect to disposal of the plastic material. It is going to be consumed very well. I will give more details in my subsequent lecture. But in the meantime, let us understand it is who is returning the plastic. It is urban people 60%, whereas the rural people only 35%. It's the literate people who contribute 30-80% of the waste plastic, only to 20% rural. Therefore, the people who know who is supposed to be literate and educated, they only contribute more the waste. And this waste goes to landfill and referendum and road corners, all those things because of bad culture, bad garbage culture, bad disposal of or material. And these plastic materials not only used for day-to-day life, it goes to the medical waste also. You are using syringe, bag, catheters, test case, gloves, dustbin. All these things are very, very important. And because they are cheap, durable, and hygienic also. Therefore, how can we say no to plastic? Plastic is a friend indeed, definitely in that respect. And people say plastic is not biodegradable, therefore the problem is no. Let us have to understand. God fixes date for everything. When it's to decompose, God knows. And there are many materials which are not decomposing, many materials which cannot easily decompose. Food cannot be not decomposed, but it has to be decomposed. Organic material decomposed. But a stone can decompose. A stone is very well used for construction. Stone cannot be a biodegradable material. Gold cannot be a biodegradable material. And jewelry and electronics. And diamond is again a very important material, jewelry, machinery. So there are certain materials which are not degradable, but they have different purpose and end use. Similarly, try to understand plastic has got a very important end use because the plastic can't say no to that because it is useful, environment friendly, nature is saving material like wood, glass, etc. It saves energy, life, fuel, food, etc. And it is a poor man's need and common man's friend. And the disposal is more because of the poor man's poor disposal technology, non-understanding the potential of plastic and the improper understanding the problem. And but at the same time, plastic can be used for road construction. It can be recycled effectively. We can also think about modifying some technology in reducing use of it. But still, we must try to understand why plastic people are talking about banning of plastic. It is more because it has been dumped in rivers, sea, and canal. No, paper, the plastic never themselves go to river and sea. It is man creation. Man throws some corner and the river water and my rainwater takes it to the river, sea, etc. It's again man's problem. It's a poor garbage culture and the regulation has not been properly implemented. Awareness is not there. And we are simply saying end of life is not valuable. It's not equal. Everything is possible provided man understand. And there are practitioners who can be trained effectively. But still we don't do all those things and we go to other side, let us ban plastic. No, it is not so. This is the problem. The man goes in a car and then throws away the plastic on the road and that gives bad garbage culture has resulted in marine debris, water canal debris, municipal solid waste. See here, what are the marine debris? Marine debris is nothing but, see, you look into the cigarette butts, chocolate covered bottles and carry bag. What do you mean by this? Do you mean to say fish is using cigarette, fish is smoking, fish is using chocolate, fish is bottle? No, it is one we the people only indiscriminately throwing it in different colors. That creates a problem. So we are make a hue and cry about marine debris. It is not. It is only we only throw and creates all the problems. We're living in the marine. So very important. Try to understand this. And we only throw a carry bag with some food stuff and animals take it. And animals will say animal is problem. No, it is only again we do the problem. It is our plastic. It is our problem. And the hazardous, unhygienic, everything because our own bad habit. Remember that. The manufacturer the plastic material, the toothpaste, plastic cover, etc. He is interested in marketing only and then forget about it. But if he thinks about it, how can I get back the container? How can get back and reuse the container? Never thinks about it. They never bother about it. That's one big problem. We, the consumer, we use it. We don't know how to dispose it and then throw it. And the government collects it, dumps in, forget it. So if this continues, one day India will become a dump yard. Therefore, let us try to understand there is effective use of the material is there. And the plastic is not a waste. We can separate the plastic either from the dump or in situ. All the plastic can classify into two varieties. One is a monolayer and multi-layer up to 90% foam, and the cups and bottles and hard plastic. The films can be used for road construction, for structural material. Cups can be used as a filler in such construction. Hard plastic can be used for recycling. So no waste is there. All our plastic material can be effectively used for end users also. So see here, we have converted the plastic into a beautiful road. This road life is 15 years. There is no pothole. There is no crack. And see, the people now, you can see, because Bombay, Bangalore, and Pune, they suffer heavy rain. And because of a lot of pothole and a lot of fatal accidents. But here is a road which never undergoes any such problem. We have a wonderful road, but a heavy rain, no pothole is formed. And that is a road which has been developed using plastic. And we have developed a toilet which can be read just in 12,000 rupees. And it's a portable toilet, can be done in 2 hours. And paver blocks we have developed and boulders to prevent the erosion of the sea water. So we also developed polymer modified bitumen also. So plastic is effectively used for very many purposes. And using the plastic, we say the road is a better road. And if, for example, if I lay 1 kilometer road, single lane, 3.75 width if I lay, I will normal condition, I use 10 tons of bitumen. But as now the plastic road, I use only 9 tons of bitumen, 1 ton of plastic. So I save 1 ton of bitumen and cost of 60 to 70,000 rupees. 1 ton of plastic means 10 lakhs carry bag. I use 10 lakh carry bags in just 1 kilometer single lane. So you see how much of plastic will be needed now. I will give you the data now. The next few slides you can come across. So see here, plastic given the examples of the plastic itself. All those plastic, the thermal stability, they are up to 250 degrees, they are stable. Only when you go beyond 250, that's the decomposition. My working temperature is only 170. I take the plastic material, heat it to 170, melting. So no problem with respect to any gas. No gas is evolved, it's only melting. Softening temperature takes place. But the softened material has got a Bluetooth binding property. See here, you see the material here, the aggregate is taken and the aggregate heated to 170 degree, add the plastic which is cut to small pieces, 2 mm, 4 mm, and heat it and stir it well. You get a mix and compact it. You get a block. I have in my hand one block. This is the plastic block, and this block can withstand 300 tons load. This is 10 times stronger. This is made up of again plastic and stone only. This only I am showing here is the plastic is due to binding property. The plastic which you say the way, no, it is a grade more than a cement. This is 10 times stronger than concrete made. A good, wonderful binder is available in a motor shed. We can use it. So more than that, when you coat the plastic or the stone, the technology is very simple. I take the stone, normally, I take the stone, you can see on my hand, I have the stone, and I take heat into 170 degree, I add the plastic. You can see again, I have the plastic shed in small pieces, 3 mm to 4 mm, and I just spray this plastic over the stone, and within 30 seconds, it gets melted and coated. And over that one day, I'm going to add the bitumen. The plastic coating, what happens is, this fills the pores of the stone and improves the quality of the stone. There is no moisture absorption. The soundness is also improved for the plastic. And there is no need for segregation. All types of plastic can be used, multi-layer, monolayer. What we need is dry it, cut it, use it, finish. Dry it on sun, cut it 2 mm to 4 mm and use it for coating. You get the beautiful road, and the road with the result, for every time when you use it, you are preventing the burning of plastic also. So this is a technology which got all the award, where the aggregate is taken to heated to 170 degree, and the shedded plastic 2 mm to 4 mm, as I told you, I have in my hand, all plastic. Or municipal solid waste, you can see here, this is your shampoo material which have been used. This is various industrial application plastic used. All these materials, irrespective of nature, can be shed to 2 to 4 mm and add it over the plastic, over the stone. They get coated. Once it's coated, add the bitumen. Bitumen should not be increased more than 160 degree. And this mixture, you can use it for road laying. That's actually 30 seconds extra, you do the wonderful work. And now what happens here is, normally you have a stone coated with bitumen, that is a conventional road. So here, whenever water stagnates, what happens? Water penetrates between the stone and the bitumen and fields of the bitumen, that results in pothole formation. Whereas in my technology, I take the stone, coat it to the plastic first, and then bitumen. The plastic acts the binder between the stone and the bitumen, and therefore the strength of binding increases very much. And the plastic never allows water to penetrate. The water never goes, no pothole formation. And the strength is increased. Normally, you make a block like this and apply load. If it withstands 1000 kg, it is good for road. Whereas my material, plastic coated material, withstand 2500 kg. That means it can withstand good load. Even a 40-ton truck can move to the road without any creating problem with the road structure. Therefore, it is in a way increases strength of the material, quality of the materials improved, life of the you don't need to maintain the road for 15 years. So cost-wise, we are reducing the bitumen consumption reduction, that way cost reduced, and maintenance cost is not also there. And therefore, this road can be laid in all conditions. You can have a cold condition or hot condition, any condition. We have hilly area, forest area. We have our own modification and use this material. And you can, wherever the plastic is available, collect it, shed it, use it. It cannot be, no industry is involved. People's mind is involved that much. And see here, therefore, the road strength increase, no pothole, withstand heavy load, decrease bitumen consumption, construction cost reduced, value addition to plastic, The shredded plastic per kg cost about 30 rupees today, and nil maintenance for 15 years. No effect of radiation. No talk. You don't talk about microplastic here because the plastic is already held strongly with the bitumen. It never comes out. No microplastic. And the life of road double. The cost of the less, much less. Performance is very good. You have studied. Therefore, even it can withstand heavy rain and saturation of water, no problem. And we use all multi-layers, monolayers, but no machinery is required, only cutting. You need to cut the material, no interest involved, no granulation, in situ process, eco-friendly process. Only stone is coated, the bitumen is not affected, it's not taken. Scrap can be used. That is what I mean by that is already laid road, you can surface, if the road is spoiled, the surface can be scrapped and take 50% of that, 50% plastic coated, mix these two and lay the road. You get a better road, the road height is not changed, maintained, and the cost of the rain becomes 50% less. We are reducing the consumption of gravel materials, quarry material, bitumen consumption, therefore saves the excess to a very great extent. Value addition to waste plastic, no need for landfilling, etc. Therefore, it is better in that respect. And India has got 46 lakh kilometers of road, and we need to lay plastic road to this thing. We need not less than 250 lakh tons of waste plastic. 250 lakhs, I repeat, 250 lakhs of waste plastic I need for Indian road to be converted into plastic road. You know what is the amount of plastic available? Just 10 lakhs. We need for the road alone 250 lakhs. 10 lakhs of waste is available. All waste available can be effectively used for road making, no problem. In the process, we save a lot of money. We save bitumen, we save environment, and therefore the process is so simple, at the same time so economic, and at the same time it is very, very useful structural material for the better living of the people. And see here, our Prime Minister, when I met him in 2015, when I explained to him, he said, yes, Vasudevan, I know, I will implement it. I talked to him on October 2nd, and November 9th, I got a communication from him. This will be implemented. So that is how the government is working. And your Prime Minister has already, your Finance Minister has already allotted 80,000 crores for laying plastic road, rural road. Rural road, about 25 lakhs kilometers are there. The rural roads are made plastic roads. The life is 15 years, and the villages linked by beautiful roads. Transportation becomes easy, and material transportation becomes much more better, and economic conditions will be improved. So the structural materials, better living, better concept, better way of living, and our process has already been implemented by all the ways by DRDA, corporation, highways, and other countries also. We have got MOU on many countries already laying this technology. Indonesia, Bhutan, Nairobi, USA, presently I'm talking with Nigeria, and so on. Many industries have taken this company also. And that's about the road. And as I told you, that's I told you about the plastone. You can see here also, I'm having on my hand the plastone sheet, a tile. This is made up of only plastic and stone, no sand, no water, no bitumen, no cement, no. Remember, I repeat it. The sand, which is very, very precious now, no water, still more precious there. Bitumen is a natural resource. Cement is again another important material, adhesive. Nothing is required. Plastic has some beautiful adhesive, and raw material is plastic and stone only. We can, and any solid material I can use. I can use granite, I can use ceramics. See here, the waste ceramics I have used, and I have developed the stone, plastone there, and we have used this concrete waste we have developed. We have used PVC and we have developed. Therefore, this material is a beautiful material, which is, as I told you, 10 times stronger than concrete. This bulletproof in many respects. It can be used for very many purposes. See, one such purpose is converting and constructing toilet. We have tiles 2 by 1, and using this we construct the tile, and these tiles can include limestone, red oxide, lamp powder, rubber waste, fly ash, e-waste, any other solid waste can be used as a filler here, and this can be used for disposal of solid waste effectively done, and this is all easy construction of the our toilet, costs only 12,000 rupees. If you go for concrete, it comes about 25,000 rupees, and this can be considered in 2 hours. This is portable. After all, plastic, everything because of the the plastic and plastic binding property. The same plastone can be used for very many purposes like pathway blast construction, roadside and both sides you can have. If you use both sides, you are using concrete. Instead of now, if you use plastic for that, for 1 kilometer, I need 10,000 kg of waste plastic. Remember how many kilometers you are going to there. So we need another 300 tons of plastic. 200 for road, 300 for this. How much plastic? There is so much of need. Use more plastic, give it to me. We can have more better road for better living. So another side, paver blocks, water canal lining, we can use. Compound wall, portable walls can be taken. And then lawns, bricks, hollow bricks are developed. And central government now asking for constructing low-cost houses. We are developing bricks actually with the hollow bricks. We're using that. It also become very cheap also, and we can use it and shock resisting bricks, rail sleepers, portable speed breakers, tabletops, and one of the very leading industry is asking for a tabletop, and they have come and they have tested, and this they named this as a synthetic granite. The cost of this one, when you compare the granite, this comes only 1/3 of the cost only. Granite cost and this compare, but in quality, this is better than granite in many respects. Therefore, the plastone becomes very important material, and in that process, after all, again, it only improves the quality of the use of the plastic only. So the plastic can be used for very many modified products. Not only that, we have done modified bitumen. We have got a roofing sheet have been developed. We have developed a new corrosion-free iron rod for construction, concrete construction, reinforcing rod. This is the plastic is coated and heat treatment is given. The surface becomes cemented, and therefore there is no corrosion take place. New development process, and the PVC flux can be exposed to light and become a semiconductor. It can be used. Therefore, and the plastic, every plastic has got its own use. That is, I don't say ban plastic. Use plastic and help the society well. Therefore, the thing is, reduction and redesign and always be done. That is a normal way of life. Vendors has got responsibility, users have responsibility, industry has got responsibility. If they try to understand and implement right process by the government, the plastic waste will not be there, and that is what is called circular economy. And I say COVID is actually a warning by the Lord. See what happened with the COVID. The most important is during the COVID, factories are closed and transportation stopped. All men must put under house arrest. Actually, these are the three factors which created environmental pollution. Factories polluted atmosphere, transportation polluted atmosphere, man operating all these things polluted. All the three put on the rest for 2 years. And what is the result? Less air pollution, river free from impurities, less industrial pollution, animal birds are more happy. And at the same time, the treatment of the doctors and they use gloves, PPE, SCP, etc. for the plant. This plastic came for the health, the hygienic aspect also, and it also shows how the pollution is created by us. That it is a warning given by Lord by introducing COVID. Let us understand and try to redefine our life pattern. And so we need to rethink about the 4R. Good garbage culture is important. Proper collection of waste is important. Segregation of waste is important. Use of waste for road is also very important. And owner's responsibility is there. And we can't think about non-toxic plastic, very important, because we are not bothered about so far. We must think about non-toxic plastic also. And we must talk about multi-packet, it's a multi-layer. Chocolate can be packed in the multi-packet. So thereby recycling back more easy. Therefore, toothbrush, for example, the head can be disposable. It can be detached and disposed. The stem can be used for longer duration. By that process, we can reduce the consumption by 70%. Therefore, for technology available for everything, relook for the future polymer, very, very important. And one simple property called binder, plastic as a binder, has given varieties of role for all conditions, has created plastone product for various end users. And plastone used for the toilet, plastone used for using also all solid waste also. And incidentally, some award for me also. So this is what required. Plastic is useful before as a friend, common man need. After that, you can use for road construction for structural material. Only garbage culture is important. This baby shows beautifully what is the garbage culture. If you could follow that, there is no problem. So therefore, say yes to plastic, no to plastic pollution. And one more various aspect I would like to add here is plastic speaks, as I told you, you are going from 20 micron thickness to 50 micron thickness to 120 micron. I don't know what the need for that. Even if you have the habit of throwing, you will throw anything, no problem. You throw even your grandparent and parent, that's something different. But what is required? 20 micron, that is sufficient, and it solves all your packing condition. When you go to 126 times consumption of plastic, why do you try to increase the consumption of plastic but they increase the thickness? And 120 micron will not undergo easy decomposition compared to 20 mm. They were creating our own problem by our own mistake. So let us try to use 20 micron better. That is always better, and that is helpful to save the environment also effectively. And we are talking about alternate to plastic like jute, paper, cloth, glass, etc. But most important with respect to plastic is it is hydrophobic. It will not absorb moisture, it will not allow water to penetrate. Whereas these materials very easily allow the water to swell and then penetrate. But actually the packing materials are cement, sugar, fertilizer, medicine, pesticide. These are all, if water is leaked inside, all of them will lose their property. Therefore, you can't use this material for packing. So, but at the same time, even if you try to make some modification, availability, cost, everything are not favorable in this respect. Therefore, alternate, I don't say no. If you are to get a good alternate, it's very difficult. Until then, plastic is really a beautiful material. Use me, say, plastic say use me and dispose me properly. It just requests us, please dispose me properly. You can use it again, you can for your betterment. So don't pollute the atmosphere by your garbage culture. So here, therefore, what is the need of the hour? We need a proper garbage culture, encouraging voluntary reduction, segregate at the source, infrastructure for collection, organic. So the application should be properly arranged and then helped, and then to be properly financially supported. Encouraging recycling is normally not encouraged by the government should be done. Encouragement of alternate materials if possible, and the industry should come forward to come payback system, EPREC, etc. also. And so domestic people awareness creation, industry again creation about their own responsibility. Government should implement with a strong hand. That creates all the problem. And you know, UN also says plastic is miracle material. Man only gives a problem. Our honorable Prime Minister also says mitigate properly. Awareness is important. So important, therefore. On the same plastic as made, I was a simple lecturer in my own college. Therefore, but the plastic made me to visit America, to go to Indonesia, and I was offered $300 million by USA. I said, no, I don't want it. I refused to get it and then give it my country freely also. So let us work for the country, let us do something good for the country. That is more important, the process. And this is a beautiful logo, which I always like to use it, because you hear Krishna say, nothing is fair. What is having a flute? What is the flute? It's a raw stick. The whole hollow stick, that's only a hollow stick which does not have much of strength even, can be used. But what Krishna said, put 9 holes on that and you use it and you play and beautiful music comes. So when any material reaches a right hand, the proper use, you will find it wonderful use. Nothing is waste. And similarly, peacock feather, with nothing, it's very, very light material, very beautiful, but not attractive. But when it touches, when it goes the crowns of Krishna, it becomes attractive. Therefore, everything has got its own use. Understand the potentiality and try to use it in different way. You will understand the importance of everything. So plastic is not a waste, it is very important. So God blessings, plastic, man creation. Plastic, God blessings, man creation, best plastic, due to his carelessness and carelessness. Man exploitation of nature affects environment. World faces a problem. Can we escape? No. God creation cannot be a waste. Don't try to escape from problem. Solutions are many. Try. Think. Let us have innovation, not innovation. Innovation is Indian way of doing things is very, very important, because that speaks about our environment, our economy. So conquer your mind, be a friend to you and to our world. plan to move forward towards better India and better world. So here, a beautiful for the description. The man sits on a plastic stool, the board is plastic, the stand is plastic, the paint is plastic, his dress is plastic, and his writing bag plastic. This is how we are living. Plastic cannot be banned. It is very useful material. So plastic says, I am your friend. Please treat me like properly. I will be useful both before and after. I am always before and after. I am always a useful material. At every condition, you can use me properly. So God gives a chance to change. So let us understand and change your attitude and find a better use of the material, not only plastic, for everything. Therefore, be Indian, buy Indian, and buy Indian should be our motto. And life is beautiful. Actually, I can say life is beautiful, make it useful. Life is a chain of action and reaction. Life is as you see and perceive. Life is service to service. And life is a process of evolution. Understand, act. And we are the ambassador of the God. Let us try to work accordingly. And one auto driver in my place has put my work on in small form at the backside of the auto rickshaw. I said, don't put plastic on road. Use plastic for road. It's simply, don't put plastic on road. Use plastic for road. That is all the whole technology. That is a simple technique. Let us try to understand and use it for the betterment of society, for the betterment of the world. So Brahma created plastic. Shiva had to show the decomposition. But Vishnu told me, use it for various materials like road, plastic, etc. And it will be useful. So my founder of the college, Chagaraja Chettiar, I said, he's a model for me because he 1 month thought about starting an engineering college in 1957. Today, we have produced more than 20,000 graduates and engineers throughout the world, and they are working at all places. Meenakshi and her Grace, you are being working very well here. So it is a great opportunity for me to talk about my experience and small work. And I nowhere I can compare myself with any of the great scientists talk about it. But still, I've been given by the grace of God a chance to talk here. I'm doubly happy. If I'm able to say, inspire even one person, I will be the happiest person because work, technology is very simple. Apply the mind and try to get, you can definitely develop more and more. Thank you very much for giving a great opportunity, and many people are watching, helping me in the process. And I always say, OM is a method, OM is nothing but A-U-M. A is absolute, U is universe, M is the man. The coordination between absolute, man and universe is a way of life. Man should coordinate the universe in the presence of absolute. We have a really think the right things only, and you get right motivation. You will always be useful to society. That should be the way of life. And hope God, let the God bless us and the world and the country for a better living. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring and encouraging words. It will definitely encourage engineers to perform better for the society by utilizing the effective use of plastics. Now the forum is open for question answer.
Please, if there is any question, welcome.
I must say, Dr. Vasudevan, it's a great journey. Your journey, professional journey, is really great and inspiring for all of us. And I'm sure that young engineers will learn, not only engineers, but all those who are in the academic field will pick up from what you have done, how you have contributed. And although normally in orations, we don't have question answer sessions, but still, since it's a great opportunity to have you today, therefore, in case anyone has any question, he is welcome, he or she is welcome. Yes, Rana. Rana Pathak, you have any question?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Sir, I have the question regarding the awareness of the people about the plastic roads, because if we talk about the country as a India, and then if we talk about the states, so some of the states are very well working in plastic roads, but some of the states are still far behind. So how can we spread the awareness, of course, through the government, because ultimately the roads are to be built by the governments. So how can we make uh, people in the government understand the importance of plastic roads, and all the states together and as a country as a whole we can work together for such a great cause?
Beautiful question, and this is the question is in every man's mind. That's the specialty of this question. But of course, 11 states in India are already implementing this technology. Border roads, all our Indian 18 border roads, they have been laid plastic road going on. And few states like Tamil Nadu, it's not implementing more. It's all because of the, as you rightly said, government. Who is the government? Who is the minister? Who is the contractor? I don't want to expand more. It is the road life is one minister talked to me, he said, sir, your road is 15 years. My road is only 1 year. That means I can lay 15 times the road and make money. Or should I go for a 15-year road? So it's all because of the contractors in understanding and the engineers involved. And that's why I say in the initial itself, open mind is important. We work for the country. We work for the better people. Definitely, if the mind change, if the contractors and engineers' mind is changed, definitely it can be done. That's why universities like you to take the message to the students, make them understand about this. Let the message go everywhere. Let us demand you must have what is this road. Because few people here and there, they are a bit selfish, but not doing that. Otherwise, definitely it will be very, very successful. I wish and pray the India will be having, why India? The whole world will have plastic roads soon.
There is one question in chat box. Once there was a news that microplastic has been found in blood. Is that true? And does keeping your food in plastic containers affects food?
I don't give much importance to this because it is unnecessarily blowing something which is not there. I can say we take many things like that. Why you talk about plastic? But plastic, no, very important. Remember that our system, body system, is only in water medium. Our food, everything is water medium. Plastic is not miscible with water. Plastic is hydrophobic. Therefore, dissolution of plastic in water is not there. So, microplastic, unless decomposes, then goes only. And you say, another side, plastic is not decomposable. How a material which is not decomposable, how it can be converted to microplastic? And this is something I don't give very much of importance. A corner somewhere, somebody is smoking and creates all the problems. Smoking is more harmful. We don't give any importance like that. But it is nowhere like anywhere you can't imagine comparing smoking and plastic. And microplastic is, if the problem is not there, we are blowing too much. But we can make awareness and make people to reduce the use of certain things. We can say that way. But still again, going into the blood, all those things, a wonderful paper which I can see. But in practice, it is not the real condition. Something like a dioxide. People say plastic we use, dioxide comes. There is no dioxide at all in India. But we say dioxide. To convince this pollution control board, it took me 10 years. Individually, I have to talk to the people, explain everything to say there is no dioxide. Something like that. So microplastics, forget about it. You take water bottle and take water and throw it. And don't throw it, keep it in corner. No question. Only if we keep it years together, we talk about microplastic, which is not the actual case.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Now I request.
I have one question.
Yes, sir.
Dr. Vasudevan, sir, it was really a pleasant and very good, appreciable lecture. One thing I have in mind, mostly hollow blocks are used not for building constructions.
Hollow blocks?
Hollow blocks.
Ah.
But nowadays people started using hollow blocks not only in the ground floor, they started going for first floor, second floor and all,
Yes,
filling it with some additives and all. How your plastone can be used for building a construction.
See, this is,
Whether this application is curtailed only for load, I mean load bearing on roads, or it can be integrated in a vertical way for building.
correct. See, one small thing, the plastone, strength-wise good. If you compare a 4-inch thickness block, it is equivalent to one inch thickness of the plastone. That means you are going to reduce your material itself, but still having the same load-bearing property. Therefore, you can use it any floor. At the same time, do not add any extra load. After it contains 30% plastic, no problem at all.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Now I invite Dr. V.R. Sampath to propose words of thanks.
The Board of the Management, respected Vice Chancellor of the institution, Dr. Upender Dutt, versatile Chief Guest, Dr. Rajagopalan Vasudevan, my colleagues, best of engineers, all the invited guests and dignitaries.
The presentation.
I deem it a privilege in inviting you for this special occasion. In 2015, Government of India made it mandatory for road developers in country to make plastic waste as for replacement for road construction. It started in a small way in Pune with 150 meters stretch of road in Navipat, and slowly, gradually it came for Jamshedpur, Chennai, Delhi, Mumbai, Surat, India, Indore. Even in Indore it was there, Lucknow, Mysore and Bangalore. And he has clearly prompted many abroad countries have also started. I heard that in Netherlands there was again around 300 meters of plastic road inaugurated in the year September 2018. We are honored for your presence today, sir. Not to ban, better to plan. That was a great caption. We will plan for many other resources. I once again thank all the engineers who are present here and available for better use of the technology in your future. Thank you very much. Yes, of luck.
Thank you, sir. Now I request the technical team to play the national anthem. I request everyone to rise.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you all. You are the creator, the destroyer of evil. You are the saint and you are the guide. Life without you have been impossible. This is the day to celebrate God's best and most beautiful creation. Happy Engineers Day once again to all. Now I request all to gather for tea and snacks in atrium. Thank you to all.
Is it virtual or physical?
It's virtual, physical, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Vasudev.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. It's a blessing. I would put it as a blessing by God.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Vasudevan, sir.
Special thank to Sampath.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Vasudevan sir.
Thank you,
Mikka Nandri.
Thank you. Nandri, special thanks.